alarm up. Shooting a steal this morning. Wake up the neighbors.
Hi shooters, welcome back to Trigger Sports TV. We landed here in Whitewright, Texas at the Texas Pistol Academy with every intention of spending most of our time on the range. However, once we met Robert Duhon and he took us into his game room, I wanted to part just a little bit because Robert has had some wonderful experiences in South Africa, and I'd like for him to just give us kind of an overview, and then we'll go out to the field.
Some maybe 5 years ago, we started to have whitetail frequent our area, and this has been uncommon to Grayson County. So I decided I wanted to bow hunt because I enjoy bow hunting, and we were working one of the trade shows, the Dallas Safari Club Convention Trade Show. And as fate would have it, an individual walks by and he says, "Listen," he says, "I know you bow hunters in Texas, you get maybe 1 or 2 shots a year." He says, "If you come to Africa," he said, "we'll let you coal hunt, and you'll get shots out the wazoo," right? So anyway, he sold us on coming to Africa and doing a lot of shooting for cull animals, and we swallowed it hook, line, and sinker. And it was probably the most romantic place I'd ever been, Africa. So anyway, that's kind of how I started.
You probably took a lot of animals.
Well, we shot a lot of the females. They let us shoot the females, and I guess those guys have been in business a while, because once we got there and we saw some of the larger koodoos and saw some nice horns, and we just got the credit cards out and said, "You do take Master Visa, American Express."
Right.
Anyway, they were able to solicit us, and it was certainly a viable and a reputable deal. This was taken in Michigan, and I have guys that come through my facility that have the desire and the resource to go to these big game ranches, and they want the big scoring animals, and they don't mind paying for them.
Yeah, I've always been kind of happy with a fair representation of the species. I've never been really point driven or numbers or score driven as much as I am the hunt. I'm more interested in really the hunt, and if I can find a good representation of that species, then I'll take it. But if I'm lucky enough, which basically my luck doesn't run that well, but if I'm lucky enough, I'll take something that'll actually make the books. I think I've got a few of them on the books, but I'm more driven towards probably the hunt. I like spending time in Africa. I like spending time around the campfire. I like talking to other hunters. I like talking to the guides. I like looking at the country, watching the sun come up, watching it go down, speaking to some of the the guides and the natives. I enjoy that atmosphere, and the hunt is almost anticlimactic in a way, and I mean that in a very nice way, only in so much as I've enjoyed so much that I'm very fulfilled at the end of the day, knowing that I've fed a camp of 30 people with something. Because I learned that the hard way the first time I went on safari, and I was very picky. Then they didn't have anything to eat, and I didn't realize I was the provider until the PH came up to me. The PH came up and said, "Well, James, I think it's time to shoot something. They're hungry." I said, "Oh, I didn't know I was going to do that." He said, "Yeah, you are." I said, "Okay." Then we shot something every day after that. But I do like that. I especially like Tanzania. I really like going over there. So basically, you don't really gun hunt. I mean, the people are saying to me right now, they're thinking that, okay, here we are at the Texas Pistol Academy, and the man who owns it uses a bow and arrow. Does he go hunting with a rifle? Let's clear that up.
Most assuredly.
Okay.
Most assuredly. One of the areas of prosperity for me, and this is something I love to do. I mean, even if I wasn't getting paid, I'd probably be teaching people to shoot. But there's any number of people that come through that door that shoot with us that have game facilities, game ranches, leases, as we call them in Texas. And I'm always getting marvelous invites, and these are gun ranches. You can't shoot with a bow and arrow out of the stands that these men have set up. So You know, I have a favorite little 308, a little LTR light tactical rifle that's absolutely deadly. And you know, it's fun. It's fun to pull the trigger, and I love to do it. And I find, if I might share this with you, I find that at the moment that I recover that animal is when I'm most alive. And I've tried to explain that to somebody, which is kind of difficult, but you know, especially with archery, at the moment that you find that animal, that you're in possession of it, is that's my time. That's when I'm most alive.
They'll probably cut this out, so the viewers will probably not have an opportunity to hear this. But I'm going to share something with you because I think you'll understand it. Because you almost touched on it right there. Whenever I've gone hunting, no matter where it was, whether it was Texas, whether it was Alaska, whether it was Africa, wherever I've been where we have hunted big game, and I referred to this earlier as the actually pulling the trigger itself and knowing the game went down is very enjoyable, don't misunderstand me, but I will go up to that animal, and don't laugh now, I'm sorry, it was something my father started me on. I go up to the animal and I reach down and I touch the animal and I thank him for the hunt. Because it was a wonderful thing, and I don't know, it was something to do with, well, I don't know, I'm going to get mushy here, so I'm going to go off this now, but I just want you to know, and I know you understand that, because you can't appreciate a hunt enough, and then you appreciate it from the animal's point of view. I kind of feel like I need to say thank you to somebody, and I do it to the animal.
This is a chance to get out and have, you know, in a safe environment with good instruction and somebody to make sure that everything's running well.
Tell us what we're going to see today.
We have a class running as we speak. We call it our fighting carbine, and we'll have 1, 2, 3 instructors running, and I think this is maybe the 4th level of one-day train-ups for these guys. And they will learn, number one, weapons manipulation under accelerated heart rate. They'll learn how to clear malfunction.
You got other magazines in your belt, right? Or no? Just 130 Rider?
130.
All right. Get that thing in there. Slap it hard. There you go. Excellent. Low ready.
You know, load under stress. They'll learn how to use cover. They'll learn how to move from point A to point B. They'll learn how to engage targets effectively, not only with the carbine, but also if the carbine goes down with the handgun. So they're learning, you might say, close quarter tactics from 0 out to about 60 to 70 yards. And you'll get to see that today.
So you break that down in levels, so the class that we're looking at is actually a level 1 or 2 or 3, or this is a beginning class?
This is I want to say a level 3 going to level 4.
Okay. So
we're prepping them for level 4. And again, not all of these individuals will want to take it to a higher level as we talked about earlier, but there's some that do, and they want to push the envelope, and they want to truly learn how to use that M4. They want to learn how to use that carbine. They want to learn how to manage those magazines. They want to learn how to wear Kevlar, you know, with body armor. They want to learn what it's like to move from point A to point B all geared up. So we can offer them that, and we can offer them some, you might say, some cutting edge training at our facility, which is a 45-minute drive for them from the Metroplex. And they go home at night and come back the next day.
Do you recommend them to bring particular carbines, or is it a carbine of their choice?
You know, certainly there's some rifles out there that are a little more shooter friendly than others. But what we encourage people to do is to bring what they have in inventory. And obviously the M4, the AR-15, you know, the predecessor is the gun they want to shoot. So they can put you know, a large number of rounds on the target and achieve fire superiority should they need it.
Cock the weapon, right? Okay, it's on safe. Remember, this weapon will not go on safe unless it's actually cocked, right? So, first thing to check is make sure our safety is working. All right, that's all good. Flip it on safe or on fire. All right, press the trigger. It should click. All right, maintain that backward pressure on it. All right, recock it. Let go. Hear that click? Sear's re-engaging. We're ready to fire again. Do it again. I usually do it a couple times. All right, we're good. Back on safe. Now, if you have an automatic version of this weapon, Class 3 firearm, when it's in the automatic mode, again, it's going to be the same thing. When you, each setting you have, again, you flip it all the way, say we simulate going all the way to automatic. You press that trigger, you feel that click. However, and you'll rack the slide several times, moving the bolt back and forth. When you release, you will not hear that sear re-engage when it's in automatic mode. All right, that's your proper function check. It's a good little thing to help us maintain awareness on our weapon and their gear.
So this is pretty aggressive because now we're doing this under pressure. We're moving, we're changing ammunition, and we're moving on a target, and in some cases even relying upon the pistol as a backup.
That's correct. That is correct.
So this is a pretty exciting class.
And these guys learn to work in teams. You know,
teams.
you move, I cover.
So there is a lot of voice commanding going on as well between the team members.
In the third and fourth level.
In the third and fourth level. So when someone runs out of ammunition, the command would be?
His shooting buddy is, I'm dry, cover me. I'm dry, cover me. I got a malfunction, cover me. So his buddy will lay down a base of fire as he, you know, restructures or reprograms whatever's going on.
Okay, and the instruction part then, would that be if something is wrong, your instructor steps in at some point and says, this is how it should be done?
Well, to impact the shooter with stress, we put him on a clock.
Okay.
You know, and they run it against time. And once he understands malfunction recovery, and usually 3 different types of malfunction recovery, and once he's trained on it, then it's up to him to get his gear operational again, to get back in the fight.
Brett! Still good. 5 paces forward, 5 paces forward. Dress it up, left and right.
Hi, I'm Robert Duhon, owner of Texas Pistol and Rifle Academy, and you're watching American Trigger Sports TV.
You guys have been out here on their 4th day, so what I'm going to do is go by and check each of their gear real quick.
Good stuff. Is that all you got? Or you got
No, I got a whole lot of just full of here.
plenty of ammo?
Yes, sir.
Okay, about 700?
And I got 1,500.
Okay, you're good to go. There's plenty of pistols. How many mags?
I got
Pistol mags?
6 backups plus the 1 in the gun, so I got 50 rounds.
What do you shoot today on the pistol?
45.
45. All right, cool. Okay, knee pads. Okay, hearing protection, eye gear. Yeah. Cool. Looks good for now. We're okay. About lunchtime, I want you to put a spray in it. Put a squirt in it.
You know, some of the more intense part of this carbine training is the aerobics part. There's a lot of people out there. There's a variation in ages here. You see people move quickly. You see people move not so quick. You see people move too quickly and not think through what they're doing. see as this takes place how age, being physically fit, knowing your equipment, and having the right equipment makes a big difference.
Where you stop? 5 rounds. Come this way.
What are you doing?
Safe. Let it hang. How do you think you did?
Well,
I'll tell you right now, it's an utter abortion.
definitely,
Utter abortion.
yeah,
You know why?
I'd agree with that.
You know why?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, up from the beginning because I didn't engage my first target like I was supposed to. Guess I got caught up in the moment. And then I let myself get brain fart. And then so I came around here and engaged those 4. I thought I might have picked it up over here, but
All right, here's the learning points, all right? We've been telling you to think through the problem.
yeah.
This is ambiguous. Did you think?
I thought I started thinking right about here.
What did the brief say? Your directions were on the barricades. Were they not? Were you told that?
You know, shooters, for a lot of you who are shooting IDPA and USPSA and maybe even 3-gun, think about carbine training. What they do here at the Texas Pistol and Rifle Academy is very educational, and it will sharpen what you do when you go to a competition. You're not doing something else, you've chosen to do this. I have to think that somewhere in all of you, you're more aggressive than IDPA people. And I don't mean that, I'm just pointing at you because you know what I'm talking about. But IDA, we go out, we shoot, we love to do it. But this is a step forward now. Now you guys have become a little more aggressive, and I'm gonna ask you why. I mean, is this for a home defense thing? Is this because you have a military background and you kind of want to keep that thing going? You're doing it because it fulfills a need in your life to be a little more aggressive. Every one of you has got some kind of a reason for being here, because otherwise you'd be playing golf or tennis, right? And you chose not to do that because you'd rather have a gun in your hand, which is fine. Now, this is beyond having a gun in your hand.
I believe shooting makes a better person.
Okay, tell me why you think that.
A lot of responsibility in it.
Responsibility. Okay, good. I like the sound of that, and that's correct. It does inspire responsibility. Right. Okay. Why do you do it?
I'm not any good at golf. Softball bores me, I guess. I've been shooting since I was a little kid. This is just more fun, just a different level.
Okay.
Better my shooting skills, and I like the challenge of performing.
Okay, you want to better your shooting skills because it's just something you want to do.
Well, it's a sport.
It's a sport.
For me.
That's the word I'm looking for.
Fringe benefit is self-protection.
We're here, father-son. We've
Oh,
always,
this is father and son
yes,
deal. Okay,
yeah.
so this is a family sport.
It is. Well, we've always been interested in adventure sports, and this takes it to the next level with adrenaline kind of things, and we like the challenge.
You had 8 shooters. They went through a training before they did this, correct? What'd you think of the students?
They've progressed a long way. They really have. This is the 4th day of our intermediate fighting carbine class.
Okay.
And from where several of the students started before with a very limited background to where they're able to do this and come and execute pretty well a stress test and see ambiguous shooting scenarios. I think a lot of them have done very well. More importantly than actually getting the shots on target, they've learned the important lesson, which is be a responsible shooter, knowing where those rounds and making the proper decision on when and how and what to engage.
Well, shooters, I hope you enjoyed today's show. We have. But since we landed, the temperature has gone from 77 degrees down to 62. The clouds are closing in, and that is an indication to us that it's time to go. But before I do go, I do want to suggest to you, get on your computer, go to www.atsn.tv. We do a completely different show there, dealing more with the politics of the gun. But nonetheless, we're going to work on another shooting event for you next week, and we'll see you then.
You now have a very interesting skill set, and you also, I believe, each and every one of you has the eye of the tiger, and that's a deadly combination. So I want to commend you guys on that for being here, and I want to thank you for being here.
Guys did a fantastic job, and like we mentioned there at the end of those stress shoots, don't knock yourself down. You know, those things were to kind of bring you back down to a little bit of reality, let you know still how much more you've got left to improve.
You guys worked with great confidence, even during the stress test, and my compliments for coming out.
This takes a lot of hard work, and you all be proud of what you've done.